So I figured like that'd probably be best.
Okay. Well, you look like it makes you look really young, but
Oh,
not
well, thank you.
nice.
Jeremy Padour he posted a tweet yesterday, like, what are three things that really make you happy? And one of mine was when people think I'm still like in my mid-20s. Like that was one of my three.
Yeah, well, you do look like you're in your mid-20s with no beard. But thank you so much, Randy, for joining me today. So I was actually supposed to have another guest today, but he wasn't able to join last minute. So Randy decided to join. So
In the
thank you.
clutch.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be streaming today. So thank you. So Kevin Hendricks is asking, did you guys watch the interview with Reese by Der Vevemeister? He said land sales won't be coming anytime soon. I did watch the stream. It was really good. It was really long too. And I also made a recap of the AMA. So Randy, what do you think about the fact that land sales won't be coming anytime soon?
Good things come to those who wait. So we were talking about a little bit on my stream, where talking about the Cybertrucks that I had pre-ordered for Tesla, and they've been delayed like 2 years by now. And this is
Yeah.
in tech. This is nothing new. So I didn't expect it to come out last year. I think in last May they're like, oh, Beavers will come out in December. Like, it's not coming out in December. So I didn't even report on it. And then they said it was supposed to be at some point this year, but we had the delays with the Mutable X migration, which the metadata is supposed to come out tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. But he didn't exactly say when. So that gives us more time to stack OMI. And I think that's better because I would much rather use my OMI to buy land when OMI has gone up a bit as opposed to right now. Buy it right now, and let's say it's, I don't know, like a $1,500 for like the best plot of land or some of the best plots of land, or even 1,000 or 500, whatever. That's selling or using a lot of my OMI at such a small price, it's going to use a lot. Where if it's, a penny or even half a penny, then I don't have to use as much. So I'd much rather us not have land for as long as possible.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Oh, that's you, Randy. Me too. The longer this bear market lasts, the better VeVe is able to anchor itself with its still insane revenue.
Have you checked? Sorry.
No. What were you saying?
Have you checked Puddin Cheeks' chart that he keeps for the amount? He basically keeps track of the amount of gems that are bought.
No, I haven't. I'm gonna go check it out right now. He said Puddin Cheeks.
Yeah, we're still doing like $1 million in gem sales a week. So we're getting a lot. So there are obviously some days that do a lot better than others just because of the drops that are big. Like if we have like a Star Wars drop, or have like a Disney drop, those obviously tend to do a lot better. But yeah, we're doing about 1 million gems a week, give or take. So sometimes even more.
Wow. I didn't check it out. I'm gonna put my notifications on. So my boyfriend is actually watching this stream, and I hear myself in the other room. So Nico, can you please lower the volume?
Headphones.
He's gonna make an appearance on my channel one day. I'm still trying to convince him. It's a work in progress.
I kind of hope the first time I meet him will be, or the first time I see him will be like at your party, like in person. Because then it's like nobody else knows. Because if he's on here, then everyone sees him. But I'm the only one seeing him.
We're gonna be streaming during my party, so everyone else is gonna see him too.
That's fair.
Fam Bam. She had if you guys that are watching, if you haven't checked out her channel, go check it out. She just opened her first her YouTube channel, and she did her first video with it was Jamie and Kika, and then a bunch of people joined. It was really fun, so definitely go check it out and subscribe to her. So Randy, I wanted to ask you, did you go for today's drop?
I did. I meant to. I just I went to the gym and I completely forgot about it. And then at like 11:03, I get all these messages like, "Hey guys, did you go for it?" I was like, "Ah, can you, like, I'm guessing it's sold out. You can't still go for it, can you?"
It's not sold out.
Oh, you can go for it.
Yeah. But at the current market prices, it's better if you just go for it on the market.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all going for the common and uncommon are at 18, The about
Oh,
18 or 1750. The rare is at 35, and the ultra rare is at 75, I believe.
okay.
Well,
Um,
last time I checked.
so that,
I think they sold. I think they sold just a third of the supply, which is. I thought it was going to do a little bit better than that, but I mean, it makes sense that it's not sold out.
yeah, no, which is fine. I will take that, especially if the sub 100s. Let's see if there are any good ones. Oh, you can get the common. You can get number 69 for $700. You can get
Wow.
number 79 for 200, 83 for 145. Yeah, wow. You can get some of the commons pretty cheap. The sub 100s. Get number 96 for $111. I would probably do
Yeah.
that. I feel like Ultraman is so huge in Asia. Like it's like their version of Superman or Spider-Man.
Yeah, and this is the original Ultraman, so I definitely think it's worth getting on the market. I went for the drop and I got a rare mint 81, which is pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
epic.
yeah. I put it on the market for sale for 200. It still hasn't sold. Yeah, it still didn't sell. But if it doesn't sell within the next few days, I think I'm just gonna take it off and keep it because I do have the first. I do have the full set of the first drop. So eventually, I think I'm going to get the full set of this drop too. I'm
Yeah,
just, I'm going to be patient a bit.
that makes sense.
But yeah, 81, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's really good. I'm trying to
Randy
think. I think
Chavez.
the last time I had a sub 100, I think it was the VeVe logo. It was the last time I had one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I got one. I'm sure I've gotten a sub 100 before then, like on the drop. I just don't remember which ones they were.
Okay. I think this is the lowest mint I ever got on the drop for a collectible. Yeah, definitely. And actually, talking about the VeVe logo, I don't know if you saw. Well, we had quite a few AMAs, but you saw where there's going to be utility, which I think is pretty cool. And they did it that way so that people stop. Well, I know David, you said he wanted collectors to hold it, not flippers. So I think it's pretty cool. You guys are going to be able to get to redeem physical items. I think at each event.
Yeah, I think it
So
starts in Anaheim though. I don't think they'll do it for New York, or maybe they will. No, it's not for New York. They'll do it
no,
in
they said.
I
I think they said starting with Anaheim. I'm
yeah.
not sure. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure.
Alex is like freaking out because they didn't tell him beforehand. He's like, wait, now I have to do all this stuff. So that'll be fun. But even with that, I
So it
think
is
there's only
Anaheim.
there's only a certain amount of the physicals that they'll have at each one, so you have to like really rush up to the first. Um, that is really cool. Like I made like a live stream and mentioned several videos that I thought that was a grail. Um, in the Pokemon world, you have these things called trophy cards, which
Okay.
typically they're only given out at the event where they're at. They don't have this like world release. They don't have an English release. It's just a Japanese card where they give it out. And when they do that, you have to usually win a certain amount of matches. You have to be at a certain place, specific time. And for the VeVe logo, kind of similar. You had to be at a certain place in the world at whatever con they were at. You had to do something, so you had to find them. They didn't just, and then you had to do something because not everyone got one. I think Kelly, the VeVe Fox, mentioned in her video this morning, which is absolute great video showing all the data about it. That she didn't get one, and other people that even saw them like also didn't get one. They were just being sporadic with them, so you kind of had to be a little bit lucky as well. And figure there's 40, the first 40 were taken, and David actually tricked Dan into giving him one for himself. I thought it was hysterical. But I think that's a grail. That is the first VVIP that you see on that was released, and all of the original most expensive Pokemon cards were given out for free at one point.
Yeah.
And same thing with this. I think David did this for a reason, and then to give unlimited utility on top of that, where at every single event you can go as long as you have this.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome, because each one that you
Yeah.
get is going to be the max supply of the physical stuff that you get is going to be one of 500, but probably even like 440 or even 420. Oh, blaze it! Because you have the 40 that they're keeping, and then some people, I don't know, maybe they lost a card, or not everyone
Do
that
we
has it.
know? Do we know how many they have left, or they haven't spoken about it? I'm not
225,
sure.
I think.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay. I remember them mentioning something about that. Okay.
yeah, so they'll give away maybe 125 or 112, whatever at New York, and then the rest at Anaheim DesignerCon.
Okay. It would be cool if they did a giveaway, like with the VeVe Rumble that they did. If they do
Yeah,
something similar to give away that card, because it's not everyone that could go to those events to get one and meet them in person. So they should definitely hold a few for giveaways. I think that would be a
yeah,
really good idea.
agreed. When they mentioned that, I think the price like shot up like 60 or 70% on that, and same thing with the Eye of Agamotto and the Tesseract, because they announced that they're doing Loki Scepter, so that is the third Infinity Stone that we're getting. I'm telling you, we're getting all the Infinity Stones. We're getting some gauntlets. Pumped.
Yeah, I think I have to get a few more, but yeah, when they were talking about it, like you could tell there was something, there was something that they were hiding. They didn't want to tell us, so definitely. So where is Chavez's beard? He looks so handsome.
Shaved it. I didn't have an electric razor because I left that in my old place, and I went to King Cullen after the gym, and I bought a 12 pack of like the little crappy razors. I was like, okay, I can probably do it in like maybe 4 or 6 razors, but it took me 11 razors because they kept getting dull because they had like 2 blades. Like what? They had like nothing. It wasn't like a shit
Oh my
quattro
god!
where so yeah.
Did you cut it first, or did you just shave it like
I did. I
release it
probably
and
could
then?
have cut like the longer hairs like with a scissor, but I didn't even
Yeah,
think of it.
that I think that would have helped because
No,
11
would have been smarter.
razors.
Not that
Maybe you
smart.
should invest in a good razor, like
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'll get an electric one. I might just let it grow after this. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah.
Real
What
number
do you guys think is the real number of active VV users?
like
So I don't
monthly.
remember yeah, I think that's what he means. Or maybe he means KYC accounts, like
Oh,
users going for jobs. I don't remember which AMA they spoke about that. I think it was maybe Der VV Meister,
mhm.
but Reese wasn't able to comment on that. He said he'll ask Dan to give us more information. So I don't know. He asked them though, is it more than 150,000? And he did say yes, he thinks so. So at least we have that. But
I mean,
yeah,
that's
we didn't
probably
get much
active
information.
wallets that are not bots. But I don't know how many of those are like monthly active, and how many,
Yeah.
go for the drops and all that. Hi, OBL. I think OBL said she's coming back doing some YouTube stuff in the next month or so as well. So pump for that.
Does she already have a YouTube channel or she's gonna open one?
Yeah, yeah. She's had a bunch of videos for a while. She'd do interviews and stuff. She's come on my channel, I think once, twice, maybe 3 times. But she's
Oh,
stepped away for other stuff. So she's back.
okay. Well,
Hopefully she's back
I
soon.
need to have her on my channel soon. Yeah, I wasn't subscribed. Well, now I am, and I'm gonna put my notifications on, so now I'll know if you make a video.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
um, yeah. Dive Jedi. I got 2 full sets. Are you talking about the Ultraman? Yeah, I don't think we spoke about any of
Probably.
those.
I mean,
Probably.
I think these are going to go do really, really well in the Asian markets. I don't know when they get onboarded. Hopefully next year. Well, definitely next year, but hopefully early next year. Uh,
Yeah,
when we see that, pumped, we're ready.
I'm waiting for that. Why does Ultraman have 2 categories under brands at polar ends of the alphabet? Makes you scratch your head. Okay, let's go check that out.
One is Tsubaya or
Yeah,
Tsubayasa.
Tsuburaya. Tsuburaya.
Yeah, and then what was the other one?
I don't see another one. I just see Tsuburaya.
Are we tripping here? Am I? um,
Justin, can
is it
you tell
Charles?
me what you're talking about? Because I'm not sure. I just see licensed Tsuburaya Productions and then brand Ultraman, which is I think what we always we always had that.
Unless the series is live action Ultraman or okay, well there's
I don't know.
oh well I guess when you're going under the brands
Okay.
and you look there's a Ultraman down below the Subaraya. So maybe that's what he
Mm,
means. Um
okay. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know why they're
Yeah.
different though. One's the anime
But
and one's not.
there is something that I did find weird with today's drop. They said that it's an FE, an FA, sorry. But the first Ultraman drop that we had was an FA also.
I guess a different character. Um,
No, the first. Wait, let me just double check just to make sure I'm not telling you something that's not true. But the Ultraman Ace, yeah. So we have the on the first drop there was an Ultraman Ace. He was a first appearance, and now this Ultraman Ace is also a first appearance. So it's not the first appearance of Ultraman Ace.
I guess it's because one's the anime Ultraman, and this one is not the anime version. This is the live action version.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I disagree with that. I don't think they should like not with you with VeVe. Like I don't think they should have marked that as an FA, but
Yeah, I mean, if
I don't
these
know.
guys, which are literally the same name, given FA, I 100% think Steamboat Willie should also be an FA. They'll never change it, but
Well, maybe if they watch this stream, they will. Let's hope they do. This Ultraman looks like a meme.
Eva hitting it with some unexpected heat out of nowhere. It's like, oh, this guy's chubby. It's like, damn, Eva.
He is chubby compared to the first one.
Fire.
Everything makes you scratch your head. Maybe is Randy and Eva going to Decon Anaheim? Just booked my hotel.
I am.
I'm not. Randy is.
I will.
Randy, you go to most events, right?
Yeah, if I didn't go to Dragon Con in Atlanta, which is the same weekend as DCon in London, I would have gone there. But
Okay.
yeah, I feel like I think I would, not that I would much, I'd much rather see everyone and you know build relationships, but it's just like, you know, 1,500 here, 2 grand there. It's like that could be a lot more homey, and I definitely holding the VeVe logo. It's great. Yeah, I wish I could do everything. I mean, I do, but I wish I could do more and then buy more. I don't know. Just wish I had more money.
In the community update, they said, I wonder why we're dropping another Infinity Stone. You know, we're getting Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get
Yeah,
two
they
or three
definitely thought
gauntlets. I don't think it's just one. I think minimum two, because
that. Really?
if you have, because there's three different rarities of the Mind Stone of the Eye of Agamotto, and there are, at least in the MCU, there are three Infinity Gauntlets. There is one that Thanos uses. There's one that Tony Stark uses, and then there's one that's fake. There's one that was mentioned in Thor Ragnarok where Odin has it in his vault, and Hela's like fake. And I feel like depending on which rarity you have will determine which Infinity Gauntlet you can get. Now I could be 100% wrong with this, but it just fits together so well. So they're doing all of it. So I'm
Or
pumped.
maybe they could even do an airdrop with the fake one.
I'm so curious to see what they're doing with how we're gonna get the Soul Stone. Have you seen Avengers Endgame?
Uh, let me check. Hold on.
So I won't
Because for me,
say
all the Avengers are the same. Oops, I probably shouldn't say that.
I won't say I won't give like spoilers, but what you have to do is it's a soul stone. You have to sacrifice a soul for the soul stone. So
Okay.
I think that will probably be one of the ways in which they incentivize burning. You have to burn, let's say, like a secret rare to get them, or and the first 8,000 secret rares or ultra rares to be burned, they'll get them. After that, you can't burn one for it because I think the Tesseract is 8,888 editions. It's Ultraman. That's nice. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, probably next year. I'm really curious to see, like, all the places they've gone so far are places where they speak English. I'm really curious for them to have something in like Brazil or India or China. Like I'm really curious to see when they do that, because they'll do that at some point.
Yeah, for sure. China and Japan can access the market. Oh, I think he was answering Justin. Okay, I'm just catching up with these comments because I'm not very good at this. I can't multitask. See,
One.
Ultraman is the beginning of the alphabet for whatever reason, and this Ultraman is at the end.
Oh yeah, there is the
Okay.
first one that's at the beginning with. Maybe that's because it's the anime. That's the only reason why I'm thinking.
Maybe
Yeah,
they're
I don't know.
different generations.
It's also true, but I don't know why the generations would be one beforehand. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I mean, I
No
guess
idea.
has to remain a mystery. Princess Golden Market. I was like, yeah, yeah.
Gamora is a soul stone.
Are we gonna? Well, I mean, there's multiple people that are sacrificed for the Soul Stone. So, are we gonna have? Is it gonna be just one particular collectible? I don't think so, because if it is, that collectible would have to have a really, really large supply. Because if you burn them, then supply goes Brussels.
Comic-Con Brussels.
I will be going to Belgium next year. Belgium, Portugal, and probably Austria and Germany to start. Maybe Switzerland as well. I'll see.
Oh, what are you gonna do there?
I'm just visiting a lot of people, a lot of friends. But I have to. I'm doing it like mid-April, but then I have a stupid friend's getting married at the end of April, so I have to like come back for the wedding. So I'll have about 2 weeks. So I'll see how many things I can fit in there.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. So I actually wanted to ask you something because I know when you guys were streaming on FanBam's channel, I joined for a little bit, then I had to go. And someone messaged me that David Yu was talking on Spaces, and then I went back to the stream and I saw you guys were listening to that live. So I wasn't able to listen to the full thing because I wasn't home and it was using all my data. Did he say anything that we haven't heard, or did you watch the full thing?
I watched when it got to I think the 3 hour 57 minute mark of FanBam's stream. I remember typing that
Okay.
down. I was like, because everyone's like, was it recorded? And everyone's like, no, it wasn't recorded. I was like, bleed happy, it was recorded. It was on FanBam's channel. So I was throwing her link everywhere. Subscribe to her, by the way, if y'all haven't. I don't know where yeah, I could.
Well,
I'm
if I
trying to
go on the
remember.
stream, I could just fast forward a little bit, and I'm sure I'll
Yeah,
find it. But
yeah, it's
so
three
it's
hours.
not okay. I was actually going to ask you if it's recorded or not, but it wasn't recorded.
It was on, at least part of it was. When we got there, we started recording on FanM's channel. He was saying that, I mean, anything that he did say then was covered in the video update that they did like 2 hours later. Just talking
Okay.
about utility for the VeVe logo, and then that there would be, burning would be coming. And but what I would do based on hearing that, I think the most important thing would be for new or people looking to invest, and I would just show them like the passion that David had or has for this. David does do all the prices. So he
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought it was the licensors that decided, but
they work in together when figuring out the mint sizes. But at the end of the day, David does do the pricing by himself because he's very successful in the retail space, and like he knows how to do it.
yeah.
But yeah, his story is about saying that he knew every single customer he had. He knew what they collected. He knew what comic books they read, and that they still, he doesn't work in the store anymore, obviously, but the manager of the store messages him like once a month saying, "Hey, these people said hi. I said how you're doing." Just him being a genuine guy, and just makes me want to reinvest all over.
Yeah, no, for sure. It makes us at ease with our investment. So, okay, well, usually I plan a bunch of questions, but since this was very last minute, I think a good idea would be to go over the recaps of the last three AMAs because we had so many AMAs, so much new information. So I'm just gonna try. I've never shared my screen on a stream.
Yeah,
yeah, and I'm scared because of what happened.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's gone now. It was just when when she had shared her screen, it showed her like Twitter, like her last Twitter message, and it was with me, and we were she had messaged me the link to the stream, but the last time we had messaged on Twitter, I had messaged her my phone number, so my phone number was up there like for a good like 12 seconds. I was like, oh, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off. But she somehow edited it, and it's not there anymore. So
Oh, I didn't even know you could edit a video. Mine,
you
like as
can.
soon as we end the stream, it just gets posted right away. But that's really funny. Fanbam is telling me don't share the screen. I don't think I have anything. I don't have anything on my. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bring everything on the same tab, just so I don't make the same mistake. Let's try to figure this out.
So you're showing the recap, like the pictures that you post on Twitter. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay,
I
let's
screenshot all of those and use it in my videos.
Okay, so if I click on share screen, it's just gonna share the page that I'm on right now, right?
It should. It should. Just be wary about what tabs you have open and what.
Okay, let me just close everything. I'm so scared. Okay, wait.
I'm so curious.
Because I have quite a lot. I have quite a few things open right now on my computer, so I'm just gonna delete this. Yeah, I don't think you guys want to see what I have.
Plans for world domination. I love the there's a photo that it looked like it was like the last piece they edited. It was in the 2016 election. Is like, all right, memes if Trump wins, memes if Bernie wins, and then on the bottom they tried to like edit it out, but you could still make out what it was, and it said Shrek hentai, and it was like, oh god.
Okay, share screen. Okay, I think it's.
Do you see it? I don't see your screen. Maybe because I'm on the StreamYard. If I watch it from the YouTube, maybe
No,
that.
it didn't share my screen. Oh, maybe this is what I have to do. No. Sorry, guys, I'm still a newbie when it comes to.
And I don't do the computer stuff, so I have zero idea on how to do that.
Okay, well, yeah, no, it's okay. It's because on my computer I have to give authorization, like I have to give access to record my to share my screen. So I think it's gonna make me exit the stream if I want to do that. So never mind.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
just talk about it. Okay, so we're gonna start with the French community update. Okay, perfect. So this one was with Just the Harvesting Frog, VeVe Max, Ben NFT, and Reese, and me. Fanny was actually supposed to join that live stream, but she wasn't able to, so I replaced her. Okay, so first of all, when they talk about Q3, Q4 priorities, they're not saying that those things are going to get done before the end of that quarter. It just means that that's what they're focusing on. And I think they have to repeat that every time because a lot of people think that, okay, Q3 priorities means that it's going to be done before the end of Q3, which they said it wasn't the case. So Q3 priorities. Okay, so it was going to be MCP phase 1, OUP stage 1 plan, and crypto pay-in. Gem and collectible transfers, apparently it's under review, and we might not get it back at the same capacity. So Randy, I don't know if you heard this, but Reese was saying that we could still do giveaways. We just have to contact him to send it to the winner.
That's fine.
At least that's good. But he said as long as not every single YouTube channel, not every single person that's on VeVe starts doing giveaways, because then it would be way too much. Have you ever done any giveaways for collectibles?
Yeah, I've done a lot, and it was. Not that I regret it, but I used to do them like every Sunday, and then there would be some people would give me stuff to give away. I think VeVe Dark Link gave me. I think it was a Fantastic Four #1, like ultra rare. It was at the time it was like $100 thing, and then it like had moon to like being like a multi-thousand-dollar thing, and then
Wow.
it came back down. But I remember giving away so much stuff, and I was like, oh God, like I remember at the time it wasn't that bad, but then when things mooned, I was like, Jesus, so
Yeah.
much.
Oh my God. I'd be like, giveaway canceled.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
keeping
how
it.
people are. So I guess it's fine now because I don't have it anymore. But my fridge, people would give me, 2 alligator Lokis per month for the fridge, and they'd give me a certain amount for the freezer. And if like transfer, like so I was like not being able to do it for a while. Um, so that's how I got a lot of my Lokis. But I don't know how I'm going to do that now if they're going to post your name on this. Yeah. I mean, so would you do that? Would you like rent out space on your wall?
I mean, I always change my background. So I don't know if I would. I didn't even know people would pay you, like send you collectibles just to like, I don't know,
It was
promote
great.
their
There was
channel. But yeah, and
uh,
now that we can't transfer collectibles, so I don't know how that would work. But I mean, if any of you guys want me to say your name during the stream, let me know. I'll give you a shout out for free for now.
there's people on Twitch that they'll do it like every stream. Like they'll be talking about whatever, and they won't have like a permanent thing. Like I would have like on my fridge or something permanent was once a month.
Yeah.
But they would. This must have taken forever to wash off. But if you gave a certain amount of donations or equal to a certain amount, they wrote your name in marker somewhere on their body. And these people are just like covered. And like I don't know how much they're making, but it seems like
Oh my God.
they would have to be showering for like 2 hours to like try to get them off because it's. I mean, you have to be fresh again for the next stream. So I oh, seems like a lot.
Oh my God. They probably do it with those washable markers.
I hope so.
Um,
Yeah, I hope that.
that's not a bad idea. Why don't you start doing that? Writing
I have a
people's
lot of
name all over your
tattoos
body.
on this arm. I guess I don't know. It gets to a weird place when suddenly no more of my arms. Guess I'm taking my shirt off. Like I don't know.
Oh my God. You never know. Honestly, people would pay you to do to do stuff to
To
your
shave
body.
my
So
chest and shit. Yeah.
yeah.
So this is something that I actually wanted to ask you about as well.
Yeah.
Um, and it's something that I plan to bring up to David as well. But when having the ambassador program for VeVe, and if they were to tell me like, hey, Chavez, we love you, appreciate everything you do for us, and yada yada. But we can't have you for the ambassador program because you drink too much on live, and Disney's worried about you doing the Lucy on live. It's like bad for the brand. I would be like, okay, that's fine. I understand that business is business, and if I really wanted to, I could stop doing those things. But I feel like there's some people that they would bend that way a little bit, and they would stop doing that, and they would do that for them. But I also feel like people would become like resentful and bitter and conniving, and I feel like that eventually you get like the VeVe Vault thing where suddenly he trashes you on Twitter and he just like says, "Oh, I'm selling everything." Um, if they were to offer you the VeVe Ambassador program, not that you do anything like illegal or anything that could be considered unwavering or unwarranted, but if they gave you really strict guidelines to follow, would you do it? Would you sacrifice some stuff like that?
So if it changes, if they're asking, so I'll use you as an example actually. So if they tell you like, oh, we want you to like cut your hair, like have a short haircut, not have a beard, and like change who you are as a person, then like I would say no. But if it's something that, like, I mean, you don't have to tell everyone when you're on Lucy, if it's something like that, like that's fine, that's understandable. But not anything that would change me as a person, because at the end of the day, like everyone that's on YouTube, on Twitter, like you have to be yourself. You can't, I don't know, you can't change who you are just because you want to start promoting VeVe or
Yeah.
be part of the ambassador program. So if I did something that was a bit like reckless on my channel and they told me, you know, if you want to be an ambassador, you have to stop doing that, then that would be understandable. But like anything else, I don't think I would.
So you've said multiple times that so people might not know because you're very professional, you seem very comfortable, but you said that you're very shy. What would be the craziest thing that you would do on camera? Like, would you, I don't know, do like uh, would you live stream at like a carnival and be like, hey, this is where I used to work, and then like, I don't know, like you're still playing games. I feel like that's not bad though. Doing like a stunt, maybe like going like riding a bike off a ramp and like crashing, like I don't know.
That's a very good question. Well, I think the craziest thing I would do, what I was about to do, was shave my hair for $10,000.
True.
um, I wouldn't do anything crazy, and also like it's not like there's a million people watching me, so I don't think like people would be interested in me showing where I worked. But if ever it does get to that point where there's a lot of people watching me and they do want to see, like they are interested in these things, yeah, I would, I wouldn't do something crazy, but I would be more, I guess, open.
Yeah.
You know. How about you? I feel like you would do so many crazy things.
Oh yeah. If it's like even if it's I remember being salty about it when I was younger because I've always really had liked long hair and I liked it. There's a guy on the Red Sox, we're talking, baseball named Johnny Damon, where he just had, scraggly beard, he had long hair, and then he got, traded to the Yankees, or he became a free agent. Yankees got him, and the Yankees wanted to have everything uniform, clean shaven face, short hair. So he cut his hair. They got Randy Johnson. He cut his hair, and at the time I was like super salty, like, no, you guys are like selling out. You're changing yourself. And then I realized that, as I got like older, I was like, well, things cost money and money can get you a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
if they wanted me to, I don't know if I could do that. Like, I'm trying to think it would be like super PC, like super like dye my hair, like shave my head and dye what's left of it like pink or blue. And, tell everyone like, oh, call people this and I don't know if I could do that, but if they want me to go and do like a roller coaster or do like what's up Henry Pagliuca, or if they want to do like a live boxing match, or I'll do whatever. I don't. I'm pretty open to it.
So Vivi Fambam is asking, I think the better question for Randy is, what would he absolutely not do?
Um,
She's right.
I would. What would I not? I mean, I do like to talk about what my guests talk about and stuff, but there's if they're gonna, I don't know, like it's an interview, so like I'll push back on things like, wait, this isn't right, or is this right? Like I think this is the way. Like I don't know, like my friend Greg came on, and he, Biden's campaign manager, and he was like, oh, talking about, gun restriction, gun control, and I'm, for military, really love guns. And I was like, well, I think because of X, Y, and Z, this is why I like them. So I think if VeVe were to say like, hey, you have to be one way politically, not that I like lean towards the right towards everything. I feel like I'm mostly in the middle.
Yeah.
Like if they were to say you have to do this, I'd be like, well, no, I like this for this reason. I don't think I would do that. But if it's anything physical, I'll probably do it for a certain amount of time just to get more Omi. When Omi moons though, then I'll be completely self-funded. I'll never be bought again. I'll never be able to be sold out.
So you guys go on Randy's channel and try to get him to shave his hair, because you might not see that
Yeah.
when Omi moons.
Omi moons will never have to do anything stupid.
Yeah, right now you're just trying to buy as much as you can. So I'm just looking at what else was spoken about. Comic burns, no new features for comics. Okay, so I did mention to Reese that it would be really cool if we could add something extra to comic books. So with digital collectibles, we have animated, we have some with sound, but I thought it would be really cool if we can add like maybe another layer to comics. Like, when you read it in AR, not that I ever read a VeVe comic, which I probably should. Wait, have you ever read a VeVe comic?
Yeah. So the Hitmonkey one, like Hitmonkey, I think is not a good investment, like at all. But that's one of like my favorite comics that they have on there because it is a wicked cool story. That is probably one of, if not the favorite comic of mine to read on there because it's an amazing story. It's about this monkey and this like team of like war people, or they take care of this assassin. This monkey finds an assassin that's being hunted. They nurse him back to health in their hot springs, and as the assassin's training again, the monkey can be able to recreate everything that he does. And long story short, he, his tribe like gets him, like ousts him, and he becomes an outcast, and he becomes an assassin monkey. And he's got crossovers with Spider-Man and Deadpool, and he works for Shield, and he's just got the craziest storyline. And I think you should read that. I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I think okay, I was debating which comic I should read first. I was gonna read the ASM. And you know what? Okay, I'll read that one. I'll start with the Hit Monkey. They're not too long either way, so it's not that bad. But what was I saying? So for the comic books, I think it would be really cool if when you read them and you flip through the pages, it makes some kind of sound, or the VeVe exclusive covers. If they had like an animated cover, it would be cool. Yeah, but honestly, there's so many things that they can do. But they said this massively extends the development time. So not at the moment, but maybe someday. So they're open. I guess they're open to making some changes. And then they were also talking. I also suggested that VeVe discloses how many collectibles and comics they take before each drop, because a lot of people want to get the first mint available, and it's not everyone that knows, because you can't find that. I don't think you can find that information anywhere, how many collectibles VeVe takes before the drop. So that would be a good idea to add. And they said they would. They said it's not very complicated to add, so they said they would definitely. I mean, Reese said he would talk about it with Dan.
Did they
That's pretty
say?
cool.
Do they say which mint numbers as well? Because obviously they take the first 40, but then, or comics, I guess the first 200 or 150, however much. But I really want to know if they happen to take the last mint, or they take a random mint like 8,888, whatever. Because like with the say Secret Rare Spider-Man, they took 100 of those. So they took the first 40, and then which ones were the other 60? Were any of them sub 100? Was it 777? I'd be really curious to see that as well.
Or if they gave us a list of like every single mint that they took, that would be good too. Yeah. But I think it was mentioned a few times. I think it was suggested a few times, so I'm pretty sure that that's something that they're going to be working on soon. Let's see, what else did they speak about? What are the issues with crypto payout? So I know Reese said he wasn't too sure, but it probably has to do with crypto pay and testing. And they're both going to be they're both going to be released around the same time. So that's really good too. My little brother is, he's heavily into crypto. That's what he does for a living. And I'm trying to convince him to join VeVe. And he really doesn't, just because he doesn't want to put his credit card in to buy gems or collectibles. So I think having crypto pay would bring a lot of crypto people in. And I might actually have him on my stream one day. So maybe I'll have you on and I'll give you like a good 10 minutes to convince him to invest in Omi at least. Yes. I think you can convince him. I'm not able to convince him. He doesn't want to listen to me. We'll put him on the spot.
Yeah, sometimes it takes an outside source of information or an outside perspective.
Yeah, and you're very knowledgeable when it comes to everything that's Omi, so I think you would have some better points than I'm like more into the VeVe side, so I tell him like, oh, you should buy this collectible, that collectible, but I don't know, he still doesn't listen to me. I'm just a bit hesitant because I just opened my YouTube channel not too long ago, and it's only been VeVe content so far. I do talk a bit about utility here and there, and I do want to start making more videos and lives about utility when the platform launches. But I don't know, like I want to invite my brother to do a live with me. It's crypto. It's not really VeVe or Omi. So I'm a bit hesitant, but maybe I can get people in the chat to like convince him to invest in VeVe.
I think people would be really interested, and I know we kind of did this a bit on my channel at least once, but probably a couple of times, just like a get to know Eva and just like what makes Eva. Yeah. I think people would be really interested about that. Like just like a whole playlist of just once a month, be like, hey, life update, or if you didn't want to get too personal, and you didn't want to go too deep, be like, well, this is what I'm watching on TV, and I just saw, the Dahmer series, and that was weird. Uh,
Did you watch it?
yeah, that was great.
Really? Okay, so don't spoil it because I'm actually watching it now. I think I'm at episode 4.
Mhm.
I heard so many people talking about it, but it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was a documentary.
I,
It's just
I'm
like it's a movie about the guy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's been so many iterations of it, like of him, like already. But this one, I
Okay.
feel like people just go wild for Evan Peters, because he's been in so many things. I think American Horror Story was like his first like major TV show. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, some parts were a little boring and a little whatever, but I enjoyed it.
It's very long. The story is very long, but I don't know. So far, it's not bad. I've been watching it, so it's clearly not that bad.
I
And
like
One
really
Punch
scary.
Brand says, "What's up, sub
One Punch
dudes?"
Man, been a while. How you been, man? Um, I like really scary stuff. Are you into that, or are you just into like the mystery and the crime?
No, I don't like watching scary movies. I just feel uncomfortable because my heart's racing the whole time, and it's just when I was younger, I used to love horror movies, but no, I can't watch that anymore. So this is like as horror as it gets for me. Like I won't watch worse than this.
Okay.
Um,
What
yeah.
changed?
About
What was like the
I
breaking
really
point?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't enjoy that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you like horror movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think summer of 2017 was my favorite because you had the Annabelle, like the origin Annabelle, and then you had it, that part one. So those were some really good. That was a good summer.
Okay. Yeah. You see, I didn't watch any of those. I think I watched Chucky, like the first one, but
The it one is not really that's just like a darker Stranger Things. I don't think it was necessarily that scary. It had like one or two jump scares, but it was I don't know. It was more, and even the Annabelle Creations one, it wasn't that like that. There was a part in there that like made me like emotional too. Like it wasn't like a like it wasn't like oh scary cry. It was like oh wow this is sweet. Um, yeah, really strange.
it is that the clown
Yeah,
like under the sewer.
yeah, yeah. It's funny.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd watch that. It was awesome. Pennywise was lovable in a weird way.
It
Oh,
was
you
like
guys are
lovable.
so messed up.
Oh,
Justin, I'll never look at you the same way again. Uh, so okay, let's see what else. So I'm just gonna end with one more point for the French VVAMA. With Reese. So the OUP, so we asked him to share some alpha with us, something that we weren't aware of. He said the OUP has a burn reward system. Anytime that you spend OMI tokens, you'll also get some reward points back, which can be redeemed for other items. And in the original OUP design, there's a way to spend tokens to get extra spots in the waitlist. The new OUP version, we're also introducing gold and silver tickets that you
mhm.
can earn through staking, and that can be redeemed for two things that we haven't disclosed yet. What would be your guesses?
Um, if outside of collectibles, it would probably be items in the Veveverse,
Okay,
and
what's
then
those?
it would be like So all right, so you know how a few drops ago we had the Dr. Octavius, like the red variant, the one where he was just all red. I think that I don't know what that would be called, like a special variation, like a chase maybe. I don't know, but I think that one of those things would be like a special, maybe special items that you could, let's say the Todd, you can switch out his black cape for a blue cape, and make him look kind of like Adam West or something. Like I feel like there is, so items in the universe, and then interchangeable items for your collectibles. I would say those two.
Okay, okay. I was thinking kind of the same thing. So something for the VVverse, and also maybe showroom decoration.
Oh, That'd be, yeah,
Yeah,
like something that are super low mint that you could only get with those. And yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
yeah.
a flex
I
too.
think because I mean I know that they when I first joined VeVe, I was like catching up on all the Medium articles, catching up on everything, and I saw that the showroom accessories were supposed to be released so long ago, in 2021. They never did that, so I don't know.
I can't wait. I'm excited. That incentivizes people to spend OMI because you have, let's say you could buy gems or you could buy whatever in, with other crypto, but if you use OMI, then you get points back. It's like credit card rewards things. Incentivize
Yeah,
you to use them.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that was for the AMA with the French VV fam, and now for the one with Der VV Meister. So in the 3 AMA recaps that I did, there are a few things that was spoken about several times. So we're not going to really talk about that, but when localization. So I know that's something that we've been asking for a very long time. They said they don't have an exact date, but it's not going to happen until VV rolls out licenses in those specific regions, which makes sense. Um, Timeline for negotiating IP to NFT release on VeVe, that I had no idea. It can take 6 months up to 3 years. I didn't think it would take that long, but
Disney was two
that's
years.
pretty crazy. Sorry?
Disney was 2 years that it took. Like
Oh, okay.
it took them like so long to be able to get it.
So Der VV Meister, I'm not sure what his real name is, so we'll just call him Der VV Meister. He asked a really good question. Are we getting any more comic publishers on VV? And he asked specifically for DC Comics. The answer that we got from Reese didn't really, I don't know, it wasn't a real straight answer. He said that he would also like to see DC Comics. That's all he said about that. But he did say that we are getting more publishers for comic books. So I don't know much about comic books, so I couldn't like unless I do some research, I wouldn't be able to think of
So this was
anything.
in David's
But
background. It's
oh,
you see Superman on there, and I don't know who else you see on there, but it looks like a comic, and that's something that he teased in his background. Something else he teased, which I don't know if I have it on here. Yes, I do. Is that he made sure at like the 12-minute mark to drink out of his SpaceX water bottle. So I thought, and that's not the first time he's had a SpaceX memorabilia on. He's had a SpaceX hat on before. They could have started negotiations with SpaceX like a year ago, and they could still be in negotiations. So that's what I feel that, and I even made a video on that as well at some point. So he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't tease things unless they're at least being
no,
negotiated. Which I'm really curious. He did tease a Pokemon card one day. It was a Pikachu, and he hasn't teased that since. So either they were negotiating, it didn't happen, or they just said they're being super tight-lipped about it because the last time a Nintendo IP was being talked about was they had an agreement with Netflix and then College Humor as well. So College Humor on YouTube was going to do like a claymation thing of Star Fox from Nintendo, and Netflix was going to do a Legend of Zelda thing on. But then someone at Netflix leaked it that they were going to do it, and then Nintendo's like, nope, not doing it anymore. You guys can't keep your freaking mouth shut. So they did away with everything. So I think that because Nintendo owns 1/3 of Pokemon, there's like, hey, no leaks. If we do have it, which
yeah,
I'm not saying we do. It's very possible that it just could have not worked out, and that's why I was not teasing it. Sorry for the rant.
yeah. So Justin is saying talking about NBA stuff on a live stream with Reese. Um, you know, we had a few AMAs with Reese, and I know that the community often asks information that we know we can't have. We're just trying to get little clues here and there, so you can't really blame us. But if it's something that he can't answer, he'll let us know that he can't give us the answer to that. And I don't think there's any harm in doing that unless we ask the same questions over and over, like the Pokemon, that was getting a bit much, Clearly they can't give us any information about like new licenses, so that's why a lot of people stopped asking when Pokemon. But we the VV community, we always try to like to get information here and there. So oh, look who's here, Omi Panda.
What up, Obi Panda? My man. He's a cool dude. So that was
Have you met him in real life?
no, it's just we one night when we after like the big night where we cut the hair and shave the face and shave the chest, and did a whole bunch of push-ups. Um, he I think we were talking and he's like, can I call you like on Instagram? I was like, okay, give me $1,000, you totally get a call from me. So we talked for
Wait, he gave you $1,000 to talk to you?
no, it was just over the course of the night for cutting the hair and shaving the face,
Oh, okay.
everything.
I
It
thought
was
you asked him for another 1,000. I was
no,
like,
no, I'm not that mean. I'm
damn.
not that
Randy's making money.
No, it was over the course of that night he had given that. And so I thought like, okay, if you're gonna, donate $1,000, you definitely get a phone call and then
Yeah.
whatever when messages answered on priority. So we talked on Instagram chat like a voice chat for I don't know, maybe like an hour. And he's just a cool dude. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the one that gifted you your in your background in your previous apartment you had like a Batman? I'm not sure which one it was.
No, these were from one
I
was
know one of
from
them you told me was gifted.
yeah, well, both of them were gifted. They weren't from him though. Those are from two other peeps.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love all my gifts.
My bad.
I love all my friendos and subscribers. They're awesome.
So I actually got a few weeks ago or a few months ago, I commented on Obi-Wan Kenobi's post where he had a bunch of really cool Funko Pops. Well, actually, it was a really big one. I only collect the small ones, but he was showing one that's like, well, I don't know if you could tell how big this is, but it was pretty big.
Yeah.
I commented on his picture and he's like, he sends me a DM. He's like, "What's your address? I'll send you one." I was like, "Oh my God." That was the first ever like gift that I got from the VeVe community, which was pretty cool. It was really nice of him.
First of many.
I still have it.
Dude, how much
Okay.
space do you have?
Yes.
I know you just moved, but how much space do you have in your place?
You mean like for collectibles?
Well, I guess in general, but yes, because as
Well,
this
right
keeps
now
going.
I don't have much furniture in my apartment. Well, actually, no, I do have furniture. I'm just missing a couch. Um, so I have a lot of space. I have a lot of storage, but in my previous apartment, I was in my office when I was streaming most of the time. That's where I had like the collectibles in the back. I don't know where I'm going to put my collectibles. Right now, all my collectibles are in two big gift bags. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do with them. I want to get some kind of display for them. But
Your place will probably fill up. Like by the time you go to Designer Con next year, you said you don't like the heat as much, right? Like
no, I do.
oh, you do. Okay, so maybe San
Yeah,
Diego, you like the heat then. So by the time I think you go to San Diego next year, Comic Con for the VV stuff, you'll probably have a good amount of things.
I hope so. I have to work on my physical collection. But it's crazy how so many people that I talk to, people that I also interview on my YouTube channel, um, most of them weren't into physical collecting before they joined VeVe. And that's pretty amazing because I was in the beginning when I joined VeVe, I was just, like flipping my way through. I wasn't even a collector on the app. Now I am a collector on VeVe, and it's not like if I collect a lot of physical things, but when I see something like a physical collectible, a nice comic book, because I am on VeVe and collecting these things digitally, I also want the physical version. So I think that's pretty amazing that
Yeah.
VeVe did that to us.
Mr. Apags, who's on here before, Henry Paglio, he was on my channel briefly 2 days ago, and he had said it's really wild because he went to New York Comic Con last year, talking to people about digital comics and talking to people about VeVe. Zero people he talked to knew what VeVe was, and when he talked about digital comics or NFTs, he like got brushed off. Like they turned up their nose at him. And it said, in the course of 1 year, for that to happen to VeVe basically headlining this with Marvel is just insane in like a 1 year turnaround. So
Yeah. No, for
Pretty
sure. There's
excited.
so much happening. It's advancing so fast. And, we're always asking for new things. We always want new features. We want things to be fixed, but we have to like chill out, and like think back of like last year, we didn't have half the things that we have right now. Like everyone was complaining about cash out, about the web app. I'm like, now we have it and we take it for granted. We're so used to it, but at some point, these are things that we really wanted. So it does take a bit longer, like a few things do on VeVe, but we get them at the end. So that's really all that matters.
Yeah. Pumped.
So I'm just looking here if there's anything else. Will users have access to API? So he said yes. This was again with Reese, not with David. Reese said yes, there will be a free public API as well as a paid version that will supply more data. So that's really good. Search bar, is that, I know we spoke about that search bar and MCP. Apparently it's going a little bit slow, so it should be done by the end of the year.
They had mentioned, I forget, it was Reese or David just saying that, hey, would you rather us take resources away from OUP and MCP to work on the search bar, or it's a little annoying not having one, but I'm fine with that sacrifice as long as we get OUP and MCP quicker.
Yeah, and it's not a huge delay. I mean, it's only a couple of months, maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's
but
okay,
we should get the article.
Get
I think we should get the article this week because they definitely want to get that out before Comic-Con.
The MCP or OUP?
OUP.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they said if it doesn't get done before the end of the month, it's going to be early October, so for sure.
Yeah.
Collectible burning should roll out in a few weeks. Collectibles remaining in store will be burnt and will be shown in the metadata. That's that I'm really excited for because so many recent drops did not sell out. So that could help a lot.
So the burning, I'm very excited for two things. One, because if you're able to go and burn a certain amount of collectibles for a super limited, let's say 1 of 100 or 1 of 50, but it costs you a lot to burn, and you have like I'll burn 100 alligator Lokis for 1 of 100, whatever, or 1 of 50, whatever. I'll just buy 2 more and then I'll burn 200 of them. I think you'll see, if it doesn't matter what it is, as long as just, let's say, 100 common, 50 uncommon, like whatever the numbers are, you're going to see the math be done where, okay, well, if a common costs, $9 to $20, and let's say it costs you, $1,500 to go and buy, 100 of those, but it only costs, let's say, $900 to burn the certain amount of uncommon. You're going to see a lot of the math be done with that, and the prices are going to rise like a mother flapper. So that'll really help the floors on a lot of things. And for the secret rares, I mean, the secret rares. I think the largest mint one is one of the Labbits. It has like 3,000 mints, I think.
Okay.
Do you know any others that have a higher mint secret rare?
Not that I remember.
Because I have the highest one that I have is the most amount I have is the alligator Lokis. I have 18 of those. So I'd burn a couple of them but I don't know if they're going to say burn 1 secret rare, get 1 of these. Because if they say you have to burn 10, I don't know how many people have that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big amount like that. It might be like 1 or maybe 2, but I don't even think so. It's because not everyone stacks multiples,
What I really hope is if people say like, oh, let's say the cheapest secret rare is Eye of Agamotto, which is definitely not. There's definitely cheaper secret rares. But then they say that's like a really cheap one. Somebody has that, and then they burn that before they bring out the Infinity Gauntlet and before they can do whatever. I think that would be really, funny. If somebody burns like 500 of them.
That would be crazy. Omi Panda, I've never done any collecting before VeVe, but now I'm having swords, hatchets, etc. made for my Game of Thrones room. Okay, so he spoke about his Game of Thrones room, I think, in VeVe Fanbam's channel or maybe in yours. But it's not the first time I hear that. I was 100% sure he was joking. Do you actually have a Game of Thrones room?
I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, I've never seen pictures, but Omi Panda said on, so this isn't like private information. He said on my streams before that he bought Bitcoin. I think it was like it was stupid low amount. It was like a couple $100 maybe, or it might have even been lower than that. And he's just been in crypto for a long time. So I feel like if anyone has disposable income enough to make a Game of Thrones room, it's probably going to be Omi Panda.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, why not? So he actually did mention that on the live stream that I did with you where you cut your hair.
Oh, that was it.
I was like, why is someone paying you so much to cut your hair? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah.
The funds. I know I asked you about you didn't really have a degen play like of something to buy when stuff mooned or if you won the lotto, right? It's just moving to Bali.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna happen whether I win the lotto. Well, win the lotto. Not that I play the lottery, but like whether Omi moons or not, I'm still moving to Bali. I
So
guess
how's that
the
going to
size of
run?
the house that I build is gonna depend on that. Sorry, what were you saying?
How's that the sanctuary going to run? Are you going to work it, or are you going to like hire like run by volunteers? Are you going to how are you going to pay for some of the care?
That's a very good question. Right now, it's just an idea, so nothing is planned, nothing. But that's how everything starts, just with an idea.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. I know there's a lot of other people doing it, so I can definitely take inspiration from there. I don't know. I mean, look, I work. I have a few online businesses, and I teach. Like, I don't just teach the VeVe course. I teach a course on how to open a profitable Etsy store by doing drop shipping. So I teach online, sometimes in person too, but everything I do can be done online. So what I'm planning on doing is moving to Bali, continue doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And my boyfriend, since he works in construction, I think he's going to do VeVe full time. So, I obviously I spend a lot of time on VeVe, but not as much as I would like. So he's gonna do that full time, and I think he does like day trading.
Nice.
So what I'm thinking is like maybe he'll take care of the shelter more. I don't know if he's okay with that, but no, I mean it's gonna be we're both gonna do it.
Yeah.
But we might, depending on how big it is, we might get some volunteers too. We'll see. Nothing
I
is planned yet, so.
and you could probably do incentives with that as well. So the basic idea for mine after I buy a whole bunch of land in like Madagascar and Indonesia, whatever, for like the endangered animals would be to build when, or at least in America, Best Friends Animal Society has this plan of getting a lot of all the shelters in America to be no-kill shelters, which is a very crazy idea, but I think they'll be successful maybe by like the end of the decade. But even if they're not, I can build places that are in the same vicinity as those shelters that are still killing, due to space and whatever,
Yeah.
and then I can adopt those animals out. Um, but the one of the incentives I think would be to build a house there, and to say like, hey, anyone that works here that's like a veterinarian assistant or a technician, that they can live there for free as long as they work there. And they would have to
That's
sign like a
interesting.
contract saying like you give up your squatter's rights, or if you quit or if you get fired or whatever, then you have to,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Um,
that's a good idea. I could do that too.
but I could
Gives me
so see that
ideas.
like blowing up on my face at some point.
Let's hope not. But what's your timeline for doing that?
I think the land in Indonesia and Madagascar is probably a little more time sensitive. I would say 2025, I'll make my first purchase. And then, because it's for Madagascar, I don't know why they do this. In order for a foreign investment to come in, you can't just buy a small parcel of land for like 30 grand. You have to spend $500,000 for it. and it's like, and
Wow.
you get $500,000 worth of land, but it's just like fudge. And it kind of has to be close to like the civilization, the capital, because if it's too far away, then they're not going to spend their resources like protecting your land from animal, from poachers. So
Yeah.
I think I would have to grab a bunch of my friends, a bunch of my old military buddies, and be like, "Hey, you want like easy extra?" I'll tell them the job. I'll tell them like it's just like to, you get to mess up some poachers, and they'll be like, "Okay." Some of them will be dying to do it, but that's just the cost of running that is probably going to be like, I don't know, figure if it's a team of, depending how big it is, let's say a team of 8 or every, I don't know, 50 acres or even like 20 acres, it costs like $250,000 a year, or 500,000 a year, and that's not including what I have to build on there first. So it's just like, I mean, hopefully by that time, I don't know, maybe I don't need that many once they find out, okay, a bunch of Americans are here to shoot people. They're kind of keep them that way, and I can downsize it to 4. And the sanctuaries would probably be like 2028. Omi's got to reach a
Yeah.
certain amount first. I can't do it now, but those are my goals. If they delay by a year,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, your timeline is similar to mine. Mine is 2025.
Yeah.
So same thing. But for me, it's just, it would cost a lot cheaper just because I'm doing it in Indonesia. Everything is cheap there. Building a house is so cheap. So I guess I have a little more of an advantage there, but it's great that you want to do that too. And it's crazy that we both want to do the same thing.
Yeah. We'll combine forces. We'll have we'll do Omi veterinarian fun.
Yeah.
It was great when I was dating Danielle because she's a veterinarian, and she agreed. She promised that she, regardless of what happened, she would offer her services like to at least my American idea. So I could do that, but yeah, maybe I should maybe I should get like a separate wallet specifically for donations for that. And I'll keep everyone posted. We'll see.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So O'Milly is saying, "Hey everyone,
What's up, Emily?
if you guys did you guys? I'm only talking to you or to people in the chat. Did you see his new designs for the t-shirt? It's like a cartoon David and Dan with a bus. I think
No,
it's
where
for
do I
Deep
see that?
Down. You could go check it out on his Twitter, I believe. Let me just check. But it's really nice. It's a very nice design. I don't know if his website is up and running because I know he was working on that for a little bit. But he has really, really cool. He designs everything himself. Everything is really nice.
Oh, those?
I think, yeah, well, that's just a preview. I think he posted another picture. Wait,
Let's
because
do
he
them.
sent me a picture, but I don't know if he sent it.
Oh, is it a
A
private pic that he
millionaire.
just sent you?
I don't know. I don't know if he posted it or if he just sent it to me. O'Milly, if you're still here, can I show your the full design?
Do it. Free
I don't
advertising.
know if he's still here, but it's really cool. I'm definitely gonna get some for me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. We got mommy.
Are we all moving to Halloween? Honestly, you guys are so welcome to come. When I do build a house there, and I even before I open the dog shelter, because that's not going to happen right away. First step is to go there, rent something for a little bit because it's really cheap, and then slowly build something because I don't want to rush into anything. And when I do build a home there, or even when I'm there renting places, you guys are more than welcome to come. Actually, I would love to have you and like show you around. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been to. And it's super cheap. I can't say that.
I'll go. I'll go. I'm down. I can't wait to start traveling. I can't wait to have the goal would be, so have you heard of Picoin?
Sorry, Potcoin?
Picoin, PI. It's something that you
Oh
just like,
no.
so it's something you just mine on your phone, and
Okay.
it was made by like these 3, I don't know if they were Cornell or Stanford graduates. But it's something where you click it once, it mines in the background. I haven't noticed anything with my like processing power or draining the battery or anything. And you click it once a day, and I've been mining this stuff now for like a year and a half, like 2 years maybe. And
Wow.
so I have like 51,000 of this pie, and it was supposed to come out on exchanges like last year, and it's probably not going to come out on exchanges until next year. But there's like 900 something million in circulation. So even if it comes out at like 10 cents, it's like $5,000. I'll get, it might even come out less than half that now because we're in a bear market. Uh, but there's Earth 2's cryptos coming out probably early next year as well. So if any one of those hits and I don't have to sell OMI, I'll keep it for even longer. But if none of those hit, then I'll have to sell a little bit early next year.
You said it's called Picoin, Pi?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check it out after the stream.
Yeah. Like on OMI, it's actually to help animals.
Like
That's the goal. That's the idea. That's why I said that, if let's say, I'm in my friend Nick and Meg's house. If God forbid they, didn't buy a house or they weren't here or whatever, Tiger Chavez, I would, if I didn't have a place to stay, I would stay in my car. I would much rather be homeless than sell any of my OMI, because that, let's say I sell 5 million OMI, for like security deposit and first month's rent, whatever. I think that's honestly going to be $5 million before the end of the decade, because that's dollar OMI, very very easily doable, and that's without any burn. So I just feel like lighting money on fire. I feel like that would be so. If something happens to this place, you'll see me streaming from my car.
So would you ever, because before I decided to move to Bali, I actually wanted to buy a bus and like take everything out and build it into a mobile home. Obviously, I would still have my actual home, but I really want to travel around Canada, maybe even the US. So I thought that would be such a cool idea, because especially if I work from home, I mean, I could work from a bus,
Yeah.
I could just get more data or whatever. But is that something that you would ever do? Like live in an RV or on a bus and just travel from place to place?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is undiagnosed, and if I do have it, it's a fairly light version of it. I do have body dysmorphia, where I feel constantly like my arms are too scrawny and my gut is too fat, and like the pandemic was god awful for me because I didn't have a gym for like 8 months, and it was probably the most, maybe not the most probably the most depressed I've been like ever. And the reason why I wouldn't do that, like I would love to take, like, adopt a couple of dogs and just show them the whole country. Like, what dog gets to do that? And like, what human gets to do that? So I feel like that'd be one of the best adventures that you could do, because it's, what was that James Brown song, like, or maybe it was Barry Manilow, basically a new city every night, or a new city every couple of days. Sounds like such a fun adventure, but my body would go to shit really. Excuse my language. So sorry. My body would go to hell really, really quickly. Like, it would just, diet's probably not going to be as good, and you're probably not going to be exercising too much. Like, maybe you're walking, it's not exactly building muscle. So I would, as fun as that would be, I don't think I'm the type of person that'd be able to do it, because I would become very fat very quickly.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's, no matter where you go, especially in the US, you can find gyms everywhere. You don't have to have it in your home, like. But I mean, I guess I see what you mean.
I guess if you don't mind spending, and I guess when OMI moves doesn't matter, but at gyms it's usually, let's say, like $10 or $20 for the day if you're not like a member there. So that is a good idea. But also, if I'm taking, my dog's there, like, do I have to leave the bus running, for like 2 hours while I go to the gym, so the air conditioning's on for the dogs? Like, do I drop them off at like a boarding facility for a couple hours and pay for that? And let's say if it's cold, do I keep the bus on to have the heat on? And what if it's not good and it breaks, like the heat breaks in the middle of winter while I'm in the gym, and suddenly I come back and the dogs are all freezing, and it's just, I don't know. I feel too not good about that. Like, mine goes very, very bad scenarios.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you have a dog or two, yeah, if I were to do it, I don't think I'd leave my dog in there. I would take him everywhere with me. So you're right, he wouldn't be able to work out.
But
So maybe,
if I didn't have the pets, which I don't right now, I'm completely free. But if I didn't have that, then yeah, I could just go to the gym, come back. Yeah, I could do that. Um, the only thing I would worry about would be like I guess parts of the South where they might be a little racist and they might be a little, brown boy in these parts, not gonna happen. So what was that Fan Bam
yeah.
comment? I missed that.
I'm
What kind of
already looking at homes in Bali right now.
Bam Bam
So
message the
when
group chat.
Bam Bam, come move with me. I need a friend there. Um, so I wonder if there's anyone that's in Bali right now that's, well, actually, there's a lot of people working that don't necessarily, that are not born in Bali living there. So maybe there are some people that are into VeVe. I don't know. That would be cool though if I meet someone there that's into VeVe.
Have you? Well,
That'd be really
obviously
cool.
you've thought about this a lot. I mean, I know depending on what area in Bali, but let's say it's even a fairly nice part. What would it be like just to buy like a 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom house, or a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house?
I think it's more worth it to build it. And from what I saw, I think it's about 60, 70,000 US to build like a nice, I think it's
That's
maybe
it.
two bedroom home. Yeah.
Wait, so Bali's part of Singapore, you said, right?
No, it's next to Singapore. It's
Oh,
in
it's next to.
Indonesia.
Okay, and then, oh, actually, I do want to buy land there anyway because that's where orangutans are, and orangutans, I think, are an endangered species. So it's possible we were like right next to each other when we
That would
do
be
that.
so cool.
Dude, that would be so great if we. Oh, that
Yeah.
would be wild. Um,
So when I went to Bali, and I think it was in 2019, um, my boyfriend and I Bali is so small. You can drive around the whole entire country in I think 2 hours or 3 hours. It's super super small.
oh,
Yeah, it's really small.
wow,
It's really small.
that's like
Um,
Guam.
I've never been. I really
Guam's
want
a
to go
really
though.
tiny island. Like you can run it. Like it's only a certain amount of miles. Like it's really really small as well.
Yeah.
Um, so is it so is it the miles like as the crow flies, or is it like, hey, there's these mountains that you have to go up this way and that way?
It depends. So there's a few areas. I probably don't pronounce the names right, so I'm not even gonna try. But there's a few different areas, and then there's one area. It's called Ubud, Ubud. That's where most digital. They call them digital nomads. So people that work from home. They work from. I mean, they could work all around the country in different countries. A lot of them are there in Ubud, and basically it's I can't even describe it. Honestly, I can't describe it. It's more like the it's not the country. It's like sorry, it's not the city. It's more of like a country vibe.
I mean, as long as there's good internet, I can go pretty much anywhere. Um,
Oh, there's very good internet, especially and there's a lot of coffee shops with very strong internet. The food is so good. It's amazing. And when I went there in 2019, my boyfriend and I, so we went to a few different places because we wanted to see as much as we could. We stayed there for about a little less than 3 weeks, which was definitely not enough. But we stayed in, most of the time, we stayed in villas. So it was our own private villa with our own private pool, a private chef to cook you just breakfast. That was about $50, $60 US a night for a villa with a private pool. And then if you want to stay, yeah, no, it's amazing. And if you want to stay in like in a cheaper hotel, which is perfectly fine, it's just not very luxurious. That's about $7 a night US.
I'll take
Yeah.
the. I mean, just for 60, like I just me and Foster just booked our hotel for New York Comic Con, and it's like 400 a night. So if you're telling me something that's like $60 a night, sign me up. God, you know what I would do for $60 a night in New York? I would not be able to show it on YouTube. That's what I would do for $60. Oh, that would be, yeah. If I I go down there, I would actually need to do some recon beforehand. Um, could I use you and your boyfriend as like a tour guide? Like, would you guys be like,
Oh my
hey,
God, in Bali, of course.
yeah,
So a
yeah,
lot of people when they go, so a lot of Australians go to Bali because it's very close. So there's a lot of Australians there, and a lot of people when they go to Bali, like it was my first time. I wouldn't say we didn't go backpacking because yeah, I wouldn't say it's called backpacking what we did, but like it wasn't in a resort. We were just instead of you could hire a tour guide, so pay someone that's going to drive you around, bring you to the nice places, or you can just go on YouTube and Google and just look for nice places and rent a motorcycle for let's say a week. It's like $20 US, I think, for the full week to rent a motorcycle.
but
And to refill your tank, it's $1.
oh my God.
It's super cheap and you can go so far. So what we would do is we'd just wake up in the morning, not have any plans for the day, take the motorcycle and just like drive around, stop at really good restaurants, but everything was spontaneous. So it was the best vacation I've ever had.
All right, so like do they like not have ghettos there because it's more of a vacation spot, or are there, but they're just on
I've
different parts?
No, it's not. Look, the country is not luxurious at all. It's like pure. I mean, the architecture is beautiful. It's hard to describe. I think you would have to like maybe look online at some examples. I can definitely show you a picture of where I stayed for $50 a night. You would have a heart attack. Like as soon as you come out of your bedroom, there's like two doors and you can jump in the pool right away. It's so beautiful.
So, so
Um,
that's the luxurious place. You're saying you could stay a place for like $7 or $10 a night. That's just not as luxurious. Like,
it's it's not luxurious, but it's not luxurious.
also like there's
Like
not like critters crawling in my bed with me.
no,
As
no,
long
no, no, no.
as long as it has, honestly, this is the first time I've had a bed like in a long time. But if it's got a bed and it's got a good internet connection, even if it's $12 a night, figure that's $360 a month. I'll I'll just live at the hotel. And
Yeah,
then
it's super cheap. It's crazy.
why don't I just do that? Why don't I just go there and live for $360 a month?
Wait, did I just convince you to move to Bali
I mean,
unintentionally?
I my friend did that in Thailand. Like it was like 10 or 12 years ago, just specifically to learn Muay Thai. And it was I think $600 a month for the place, the food, and to pay the people to learn how to like um teach them like Muay Thai. And I was like, whoa. So and that's like
Wow,
nothing,
that's super cheap.
like yeah. It was also 12
No,
years
in
ago.
Bali you could do so much. I mean, look, when I went, it was 2019, so I don't know if it's exactly the same thing right now, but it's definitely
Even if the
not far
prices have
off.
doubled. And it's
Yeah, no, no,
$14 a
no.
night.
For what you get, it's beautiful. There's like really nice temples. Um, Everything is so nice. Like even the poor areas are beautiful. And it's very safe also. So, in a lot of countries, it's very dangerous for young girls to walk in the streets at like 2, 3 in the morning. In Bali, I remember I was walking with my boyfriend. It's actually a pretty funny story. My boyfriend and I, so we rented a motorcycle, and there's a lot of stray dogs there. So we went to a pet shop. We got a bunch of treats. We put them in our motorcycle, and we were just driving around, like feeding stray animals. And they were
Puppies.
so happy because we were giving them so much treats. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that's why you want to build a
my,
shelter there. Yeah, I gotcha. This moment of silence brought to you by Kabara Property. Kabara Property is where we're gonna go. So that's why you want to build a shelter there because you see so many stray dogs.
yeah, there's a lot of stray animals, a lot of animals with like with diseases or missing an eye. It's really sad. It's really sad. Yeah.
Uh,
I definitely want to go there. Oh, I forgot people were commenting. I felt like I was just talking to you, Randy. I forgot we were on mic.
yeah, we're like, oh, what? We didn't end the broadcast, and then working on something now. Very nice.
Dès que Randy, you can't read. You don't know how to read French, right?
Well, he translates it at the end, right?
Oh, no. Well, he's saying, as soon as Omi makes me rich and that I don't need to work anymore, I'm all in with you to help animals.
Nice.
So you're more than welcome.
Let's get it. Yeah, there's been a couple of people that have had that. I've had that message, and they've been really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, luxury 3-bedroom villa for lease.
If you're looking, what website are you on? The website that you were just talking about?
Kabara property, the one that Fambam sent.
Okay, if you guys want to look at for good prices, because Bali, everyone wants to go to Bali now, so
Okay.
some websites are a bit more expensive than others.
Yeah,
Go to booking.com.
Okay, so the place is called Ahmed, Balangan, Batu, Bilig, Barawa, Bukit, Blulang. Do you know like any of these places in Bali?
I don't think that. I think that's the name of the hotel. No.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. So you said booking.com?
Booking.com, yeah. So if you want to look for nice villas, the nicest place that you'll find that is in Ubud, U-B-U-D.
UBUD. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just say I decide to spend Christmas there because I feel like nobody's gonna want to go there for Christmas, or do they? I don't even know.
Fanbam said the link she sent you was homes for sale.
Yeah, I saw. So there's okay. 426 for 5 nights. Nice. Wait, what? $108 for 5 nights? What? 120? Oh wow. These are so cheap.
So what I do is I go on Booking, I choose my dates, and there's a specific time that's best to go in Bali because when it's rainy season there, it rains every single day. So you don't want to go during that time. And then you also don't want to go when everyone is going to Bali because it gets very busy. Yeah. So I think last year I went around April, maybe end of April. I'm not sure what it was, but it was perfect because there weren't that many tourists.
Okay.
I prefer it that way, but you meet a lot of really cool people. A lot of young people go there. And yeah, if you want to look on Booking, look in Ubud, the place I told you about, but also you could select that you want a villa and then look for a private pool. And that's going to give you a bunch of amazing options. Everything under a lot of them under $100 a night.
Awesome. I would totally do. I don't know. I'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Just living there sounds fun too. I don't know. All the stray dogs. I feel like I'd spend a lot of my excess money. I'm just like, oh, like, yeah. Have you seen those TikToks of people going to restaurants and they find like this really cool salt and pepper shaker or fork and like, you're coming home with me. Like, I feel like I'd be doing that with the dogs. Like, you're coming home.
So actually, when I would eat at restaurants there, the restaurants are all open because it's so nice outside, and like there were dogs watching, like sitting right next to me inside the restaurant, waiting for me to give them food.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a really nice place. I hope you guys go one day, and I hope you guys go when I'm there, so I could definitely show you around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But so Sven, go to any one of my videos, and it'll be in the link in the description. So if you go anyone, doesn't matter. It'll be in the link in the description. It's the beauty of Pi. You need a referral code to join. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I feel like I take questions very seriously when I probably shouldn't.
It's okay. Nice. So I don't even know what we're talking about here. Oh, nice, Eva.
How long? What time was the comments? Were they made?
6:26. So 10 minutes ago.
I think that's when I'm talking about the traveling the US or Canada on a bus. I think. So my friend Ernie has, I don't know if it's called Hyperion or something with like a unicorn. What are those things called where the unicorns have wing? Alicorn. He's got a company. I don't know how he did this. He found 3 kids at Ohio State that were just working on the hybrid, like gas and electric vehicles, and they somehow solved it to where on a single charge, a bus will get like 700 miles. And my first thought was like, Ernie, like what? And I'm thinking New York City. I'm thinking New York. Like, why on earth would you need a bus that goes 700 miles in one charge? He's like, because, Mr. Chavez, not everywhere in the world is New York, and there are some places in the Midwest where you have to travel a long way to go to school. And if you have buses that can do that, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's
I
great.
don't forget where I was going with this. Oh, would you get an electric bus? It was probably going to be costing a lot of money though to start.
Yeah, I mean, now that my plan changed to move to Bali, I don't know if I would get a bus there because I don't
You
think
don't really need one.
I would get a motorcycle. Like I would buy a motorcycle. Yeah, I would definitely not get a car. But driving there is crazy. Like
When did you learn how to ride a motorcycle?
oh, I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
Why would you buy one?
If I'm in Bali, it's just so much easier. So maybe not a motorcycle, maybe a scooter.
Okay.
I don't know if you need a license for that there, to be honest with you. I know when we went to get a scooter, you didn't need a license.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I meant scooter before, not motorcycle.
They don't have stoplights, do they?
They do, I think. Ooh, no, I think they do.
Okay, I forget what video it was. Maybe it was Thailand, maybe, but it looked like a 1, 2, 3, like a 5 or 6 way intersection or whatever. And there was no lights. People just went and you just had to avoid. It was wild. I'll send it to you if I can find it.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure. Look, I really don't remember actually, but I feel like they do have lights. The only thing that's very confusing is like, here and obviously in the States and a lot of countries, it's the same thing where this, like here, it's the right side of you have to drive on the right side of the road. Certain countries, you have to drive on the left side. Bali, there's no right, there's no left. Like you just go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Everything is like a two-way street. So.
Okay, so it's in Vietnam, I guess, where the traffic is just. I don't even know what that car is doing, but the car is just stuck because there's.
Wow, there's so many motorcycles. So actually, okay, I was looking for something to show you. Okay, there's a lot of rice fields in Bali, which is pretty cool. And then there's in that place that I told you about, Ubud, which is like the countryside. There's a place called the Monkey Forest where there's a bunch of monkeys everywhere. And you can feed them, you can take pictures of them, and they're so cute. There's like mini ones, there's big ones, and they tell you like the monkeys are so used to just seeing tourists there, so they know that you can open pockets, like they know how to unzip pockets, they know how to open your backpack, they can steal your glasses, your phone. So tell you if you want to take pictures, try to have your phone on like those necklaces or like a grip.
Oh, they rob you.
And so I'm going to show you something which is pretty hilarious. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the stream. So there's my boyfriend's face. Okay, how about we zoom this? It's a video of my boyfriend. So my boyfriend's there just playing with his zipper, and the monkeys are looking at him. They're like, he's opening the zipper, so they're like looking at him, opening it, closing it. They're trying to understand how it works. And then he goes like this to them, like he just like elbows them, like slowly. And one just tries to bite him. And it's the funniest thing in the world. I don't know if you can see.
Yep, the zipper. Oh, they're like.
You're going to see him trying to bite my boyfriend.
I love how they have little mohawks. One's going away. Oh, it's so savage.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't see too well, but yeah, it's pretty funny. They're wild there. Pretty crazy.
So they're little like macaques. They're not like giant chimps.
No, they're not big.
Okay, because is that him?
Everyone wants to see you. No, so he just went. So there's this place that's really good in Montreal. Mm-hmm. He got.
Are those pop-ups?
I don't know how to call them. They're like, it's called Mr. Puffs. So it's basically like little donuts.
Yeah, the little donut holes.
And like there's like 2 flavors. They're really good. Yeah, I'm definitely
They
not
look
gonna
great.
cream.
I've been yeah, so I thank God that they're small, because if they were like larger, like chimpanzees, then I would not go, because I love them, but I am very afraid of them. Like,
Oh, I'm very scared of them. And you can't look at them straight in the eyes because then
oh,
they'll attack you like that.
yeah.
So you have to look away. But yeah, okay,
Wear
I'm
some
really excited to
sunglasses.
go to Bali. Sorry?
But I'll wear some sunglasses.
Yeah, but they steal sunglasses.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah.
You have no choice, just don't look at them.
I've seen videos where I think they'll steal somebody's like drink, and it happens to be like an alcoholic drink. And the next thing you see the monkey like
Oh my
just guns out. Oh, oh, well, thank you, Corey. Being real with you. You met. Oh, we have such a good community. We have nice peeps over
Oh,
here.
being real with you, is that that's his name on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
I remember that name. Yeah. Oh God, I just figured out Discord. What's Telegram? If you don't,
Telegram's much easier. Do you have Telegram?
there's a lot of scams happening on Telegram.
Yeah, it's just another messaging app. Like, you can just use it. Like, instead of having a group chat on like Twitter, it's easier to have the group chat on Telegram. But yeah, just don't give out information. Don't give out any addresses. Don't, maybe not everyone's who they say. Not emotional support duck. Play slots. She's close.
Does he really have a duck?
I don't know. Do you know Two Turn Tony on TikTok?
That tells me something, but I'm not sure. I would have to see the profile.
So just TikTok, Two Turn Tony. He's like a really good looking guy, and he's got an OnlyFans, but he also like really loves ducks. Like, since he was 15, he's just obsessed with ducks. And ducks, I guess, don't have like a sphincter, or they don't like have control of it. So they just, whenever the digestive system goes, they just poop. It's not like you can train them to go outside.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow.
his mom gets really pissed off about that. But he's so funny. He's got like the most hysterical things. His dad is in it. But he's got a lot of ducks. He just OnlyFans reminded me of that.
Two-tone Tony?
Two Turn Tony. So it's TOO, so it's two, and then Turn, TURNED. Yeah, he's like everything I wish I could be, but I'm not.
Oh, I see. Two-turn Tony. Okay, he's very funny.
Yeah, he's hysterical.
I'm gonna check that out. Oh, I see a picture of his. Oh, that's a big duck.
He's got a bunch of ducks. Yeah.
Wow.
Goal is to be in one of his videos one day. And so when I was younger, I don't know if you remember, what's their name? Epic Mealtime, where they used to do like these awesome meals.
So funny story about that, actually. So when I was younger, I went to camp, and he was a counselor there at my camp.
Really? What was he like? What did he do?
So I didn't know him very well. His girlfriend at the time, I know he's not going out with her anymore, but his girlfriend at the time was like our dance instructor. But he's always had the same personality, like a very strong personality. And then a few years after that, he just started, I don't know, like doing crazy videos, eating crazy things online, and it just went viral. And now he's like super big. He's from Montreal.
Was my goal when I was younger, was to have a meal with them, but I don't know if they're even still making videos anymore.
I don't know. I know he does other things. I think he has an app, or I think he's very active on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, because I saw that recently. But
okay, but yeah, so was my goal. I guess new one is to do something with like Two Turn Tony or like Nicole Arbor or whatever. What about you? What's like YouTube goal when it's like, okay, if this happens, I've made it. If this happens, I've peaked.
So I feel like the more you advance, every time you advance, you get new goals. But my goal was to stream with you.
Really?
Do you remember? I told you.
I remember you said I remember you said like you wanted to, like you were nervous at first, and that was Wait, so that was like your goal? That was because I feel
So
like
my goal, okay, it wasn't just to stream with you.
it
It was
feels
to
so good.
stream with people that I've been watching for a long time. So you were one of them. VeVe Vault was one of them. Wendy, I saw her channels a long time ago. So I was like, okay, if ever I'm like I go live with them or I appear as a guest on their channel, they interview me, which I never even thought about that before doing Twitter.
Yeah.
But once I started getting more active and a lot of people started sharing my content and enjoying it, I was like, okay, if I ever get to that level, that means I made it, but mission accomplished. And
So what are your goals now? Now that you've done it?
it's a very, very good question. When it comes to like VeVe related stuff,
I guess anything, but yeah, VV related more or streaming in general, YouTube and streaming.
I really do want to have an AMA with Reese. I want to invite him on my channel and have an AMA with him. So I think I'm gonna ask him soon. I still haven't asked him. I'd like to do that. I don't think I'm ready to have David on my channel. I know he does like a few appearances on people's channels. I don't think I'm ready for that just yet.
Okay, that's fair. He's
Yeah. So right now my goal is let's start with Reese and then we'll and then I'll have to have another goal once that's done.
That'll be good. That'll be fun. If you do like a marathon stream, David tends to pop up on those. you might.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd be able to do a marathon stream. You are just another breed when it comes to that. I don't think I could ever compete with you.
Can't wait. A couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been on mine where you've had several of them. I mean, I guess you already did have that chat with Reese,
Well, thank you, Big A. And Corey, I didn't have one. It wasn't on my channel. I was invited last minute as a guest. So, they had the VeVe fam already had some questions planned. I asked some of their questions, and then I asked like 2 or 3 questions that I had. There's so many other questions that I have and I'd like to ask him. And I'd like to do, if I am able to have Reese on my channel, I'd like to do things a little bit differently. Yeah. I'd like to do like maybe half AMA and half maybe community suggestions. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could see. Would you get questions from the audience? Like, how long, if he gives you like 2 days, like, hey, yeah, I can go on in this day. Do you think that's enough time to go on Twitter and be like, guys, just come on my channel, comment all the questions down below, or comment all the suggestions you have down below? Or would you want to know like 2 weeks out?
I think, no, I could definitely do it with 2 days notice. I work best under pressure too, so I wouldn't mind. But I was thinking of asking Reese like pretty soon, but the only thing is the last week or the last 2 weeks, we've had so many AMAs. And so like, I want to give them some time to work on a few things, before doing another one. We had the one with the VeVe French fam, the German, and then the community update that VeVe does every month. And we also had Dave on Spaces. So I need to think of some more questions, but I think in like 2-3 weeks from now, that would be a perfect time.
That'd be good. I hope. Yeah, no, that'll be good.
I think Reese has done enough for the last like 2 weeks. We'll give him a little breather because honestly, it's pretty amazing. It's just recently that they started being more active on other community members' channels. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
There's a reason Reese is doing that. There's a reason he's talking a lot about OUP and talking about like, it's coming. I can't wait. And that article is going to be a mother flapper. That's going to be a big one.
So the last few community updates that we had, not community updates, sorry, community AMAs, Reese gave us a lot of information, and he also gave us a lot of unreleased information. So things that we didn't know. Every single time he goes on someone's channel, they always ask him, can you give us some alpha. Can you give us some unreleased information? And he does. So I'm gonna ask him when he's on my channel. I'm gonna be like, you did it with everyone else. You have to do it a bit here too. So I wonder what he's gonna say. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll be very excited to watch that and help prepare for it, do other stuff. That'll be good. I'll see him this week at Comic-Con. I'll see a bunch of people. That'll be exciting. There was some. Oh, so there's one more thing. I know we've been going for a while, but there's one more thing. There's an article I read just before saying that there's somebody, I forget who it was, saying that they're worried that metaverse children will be slowly replacing real children. And he says that's where it's going, because a lot of birth rates for a lot of countries are declining, partly because the economy, probably because housing prices are through the roof. A lot of people can't afford it, and so many other reasons. What are your worries about technology moving too fast and maybe humans aren't able to keep up? Do you think that'll be an issue at some point where people are really more focused on their metaverse pets and family, or is it just like, nah, it's fine?
So I do think about that, actually, not quite often, but I have thought about it a few times. If you were to ask, if our parents, like before internet started becoming this popular, and there's so many people streaming online, making money online, everything, like you can't do anything without a computer. Technically, we do live on our computer, on our phones every single day. Everything we do, has to do with these things. So I think our parents, my mom, obviously, well, a lot of people's parents are kind of used to it now. They adapted to these things, so they're on their phone, on the computer a lot too. But the generation before that, they probably they think we're crazy. They think that we live online already. So the only thing that would scare me with technology would be having robots walk around,
like the AI robot Tesla just released today.
Yeah, that scares me. I don't think robots should walk around and do things that humans do. That's because you never know what goes on in there, and what if they just start attacking everyone? I don't know. That scares me, the robot thing.
So there are things that scare me, such as the two AIs that Facebook had brought together like a few years ago, where they invented a language in like 30 minutes because English was too inefficient form of communication, and that does scare me. And then there are things like how much humans can sympathize with that, where there's a lot of support for the Google AI robot recently that wanted a lawyer because it claimed it was sentient.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, that was creepy too.
But if you look at Sophia the robot, a lot of clips on TikTok or clips on YouTube, that is, I think, one of the best case scenarios where I identify so much with that robot because of the way it speaks and it talks. It's basically Vision from Avengers, and it's like, that's cool. But yeah, that is scary. That is something I think Stephen Hawking warned about before he died, and Elon Musk is like, yeah, might have to merge with it. But
look, I think it is going to happen one day, but yeah, I'm not very comfortable with that idea. And you said right now there's a lot less people having kids. I think that has more to do with mentality change than anything.
Like people's anxiety mentality?
Sorry?
Like people's anxiety, and they're not able to have kids?
You were saying that the rate of people having kids is declining.
Yes.
Well, I think that okay, no, not anxiety, sorry. How can I say it? Back then, like my mom's generation, my grandparents' generation, they were taught that the woman's supposed to stay at home, right? The husband works and the woman takes care of the kids and the home. But now more and more, you're seeing a lot of women making money online, more money than men. That's, in some occasions. So it's not like
it's not, before everyone wanted to just get married. That was the goal in life, you know, get married, have kids, and take care of the kids and have the husband work. But now things changed. So it's not like I want kids, but like I'm not in a rush. You know, it's not everyone has the same priorities as they used to.
Yeah, I guess this was an issue I had when I was younger because I think I told you when I was 19, I dated my friend's mom was 45. I didn't want kids. I never really wanted kids. And I still don't. But what I found out is that a lot of girls at the time, you know, like 10, you know, ish years ago, that they either weren't sure or they knew they did want kids someday. And I knew that younger girls, if they weren't sure, they would probably lean towards having kids one day as well. Now I think I'm finally getting to that age where girls around my age that they're pretty sure one way or the other. But it just seemed like a lot of girls did want kids, and that's why I kind of stuck to all the ones that already had kids or they definitely knew they didn't want it.
Yeah.
Part of the reason also is that you ever play Nintendogs?
No.
So on the Nintendo's DS, it was a game called Nintendogs, where you could get like little dogs, you can play with them, you can go for a walk and do whatever, but you could only have so many of them. And eventually, after you did so much of the game or they had downloadable content, you could able to get new dogs. But in order to do that, you had to let go of some of the dogs you previously had. And the freaking noise and the face that they made when you let them go and said goodbye was so heartbreaking. It's like putting your Pokemon on the computer to train another Pokemon, and it cries when you put it in there. It's like, oh my God, I can't ever do that again. So I don't think I'd be able to even have like a virtual dog or a virtual kid, because that's like, you know, what if I'm away for a couple days and I can't? I don't know. I'm not built for kids.
Wow, I didn't even think that far. Like, imagine you could have kids in the VeVeverse.
Yeah, I mean, virtual kids. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people in general, I think, in the birth rate in general has gone down, but in I think South Korea and I think Japan, the birth rate is actually lower than the death rate. So like more people are disappearing than are being created.
Wow.
So I don't know what the ramifications or consequences are of that, but we'll see. I know it's traumatized too. Oh
So,
yeah, I love fish.
yeah,
I'm not
what
a good
about
fish dad. I'm not a good fish dad. Two of mine are dead. One of mine's still alive because your fish can die, and it's one of those things where they can get pissed off if you have the same light in your tank, because you can have a couple different lights, red, blue, whatever. And I just never change it. I change it like once every month, and it's not enough. I'm not that good of a fish combat player, so when they go in the mech suit and they fight other fish, so I'm pretty sure they get angry with that.
I still have to get on that. I don't have a fish, but I mean, so many people in the VeVe community have one, so.
Yeah, really good, really fun. And so when Brock came out like a month or two ago, and he was talking about the game, like the fish game where you can fight other people and you could wager Omi. He had an official partnership with Akomi, and he made very, very specific care to say, like, this is a partnership with Akomi, not VeVe. I feel like people would have just guessed that in general, but the fact that he made a specific announcement for that and made sure people knew that made me think that there might actually be a Fish VeVe announcement or partnership at some point in the future.
Wow.
Obviously, you know, David's very got every single license or knocking at the door, but you know, Brock's been with him like since the beginning. He has Fish himself. Might make sense if that happens. Again, it's just an idea. I don't know if it'll actually happen. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but who knows?
That would be crazy. Like, you know how Utility is doing community curated drops?
Mm-hmm.
If VeVe did the same thing, that would be really cool.
Oh, that'd be wild.
But I don't think they would do that anytime soon. Or maybe I don't even think they would do that just because they're so known for like their big brands, and I don't know if they would want to have that on the app. But
I mean, if you look at DesignerCon, there are like, let's say like Taps or you know, Kyle Wilson or Hello K that have, you know, more subscribers and followers than a lot of these DesignerCon artists. I think that and the DesignerCon artists, the fans that they had were obviously independent of VeVe, and then some of you kind of followed, but people, I think if you have a Taps, he was on my stream in DesignerCon last year, and he was was on the bed, and he wasn't really part of the stream. He was just like recovering from the night before, and he didn't have socks on because he slept without socks on, and so people were like, "Oh my God, first appearance feats for Taps, like first appearance feet." And then people asked like when Taps feet in NFT, on. So I asked him like, if you were to have an NFT of yourself on there, what would it be? And he said something awesome, like he'd be on skis, and he'd have like a hunting spear and like a shield in one hand. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But there's so many people who was like, pay $100 for it right now. I was like, guess I probably would too. I feel like they would do better than some of the other actual artists that we have. So if you were to have a
community,
because they're part of it.
Yeah.
Like if you were to have, let's say, like 500 EVAs, minted, or if they say like, hey, we want to buy the Veveversity IP from you, like, we own, whatever. How much would you sell that for? Be like, all right, VeVe, give me, $20,000 and you can have this IP. And
no, I would ask for more than $20,000 because for me, like, it's Veveversity, it like the branding that I did for that is more meaningful than anything. So I didn't think that it was gonna get, I mean, it's not huge or anything, but it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. When people do community VeVe AMAs, a lot of people message me and ask me to do the recaps, and I feel like people really like the content that I post. So I don't know if I'd be ready to let it go for $20,000. I also have more plans with Veveversity, so I don't know if $20,000 would be enough. And I'm definitely not going to say a number, because if they do want Veveversity, they'll have to contact me directly and not get it on this stream. But I don't know.
Okay, so pretend it's a video game. Pretend it was like, a different EVAs in like a fight pose. What fight pose would you have, like, for the NFT? Is it like you with like a Harry Potter wand? Is it you with like a long sword from Lord of the Rings? Or is it just you with like a Veveversity sweatshirt, given like the peace sign?
Probably me with the Veveversity sweatshirt and my dog right next to me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That'd work.
Like, you see how you have Dashi everywhere, like in your picture, I would have the same thing with my real dog.
I love that picture. I have that same picture, the one that you used for the thumbnail, on Twitter, on Facebook.
Who made that for you?
Oh God, was it Kaijon? Or I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. I feel really bad that I don't remember, because it's like my favorite one. But there's lots of them. There's one with me as Mickey Mouse and as but I have like the Loki helmet on, and there's that's a fun one too.
Yeah.
David Yu's hairline makes NFTs of my fridge, which is like the funniest thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
your great. Fridge is almost as famous as you.
I know. I don't know what I'd have to get another one. There's
Oh, it's true. You don't have your own fridge. You need those mini fridges. Okay, so we're just gonna read the rest of the comments. I'm so sorry, Randy. I kept you for double the time that I told you.
I mean, I'm free. I'm fine.
These donuts are waiting for me. Ooh. I just don't want to eat them on stream. So.
How many of those are you eating?
So there were 30 in the box. I don't know if my boyfriend's done eating them, but he left me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Dude, mukbang. Eat them right now on stream. Go. Your fans demand it.
Small.
Oh, it looks so good. Just have one and tell me what it tastes like.
Oh, trust me, I know what it tastes like.
Oh, what does it taste like?
So I have, you could put whichever topping you want on it. These are, well, there's a bit of chocolate there, but babe, you got the wrong,
I'm so hungry.
You hungry?
Oh, I'm so fat. I don't need it. I just.
These are cinnamon sugar, and the other ones are like chocolate and I think vanilla on it. I don't know. That's not the flavors that I usually get.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I'd eat them all. I mean, I wouldn't, but I could right now.
Yeah, so my boyfriend and I usually finish a box of 30 to our head. Just honestly, it's not that much.
No, that's
But
fine.
like you're after 15 each, like you can't eat more. Well, clearly my boyfriend ate more than 15, but so we're just gonna read the rest of the comments. Sorry, what were you saying?
There was in high school, we had something called the chicken nugget competition, and we started in like when I was in like 10th grade, and I wound up eating like I think it was like 47 or 49 or whatever, and then it got I had it for a while, and then someone beat it, and then I got it again, and then on the last day of when I was a junior, this one fat freshman, I still remember his name, Steve Center. Respect for him now, but at the time I was salty because it's the last period of the last lunch day. He goes on and he beats my record by like one. It was 55. This guy named Kevin had it. I had 56. Then he got 57. And I trained all summer. So I'm gonna blast in on the first day of school and murder this kid, the record. So I go in and I get that first day of school, or the first day they had nuggets. It was like every Thursday, and I had 67. That record had never been touched. So that was that was
Trying
that.
to eat more. He ate more than half. He was trying to eat more of my Mr. Puff.
He's a growing boy. But yeah, that is when I peaked in high school, when I ate 67 nuggets in one lunch period.
Wait, 57 or 67?
67. Thinking about it now, I probably should have tried to force myself to eat 2 more because that would have been nice.
Why did I know? I was just gonna say that. And I'm like, he's for sure gonna say, I was gonna say, why didn't you just eat 2 more?
After like 35, you don't taste them anymore. They just become like matter in your mouth, and you're just. Some people do it with like barbecue sauce, and I feel like that's just extra things in your stomach. And I was like, I don't know. Did you have like weird challenges like that? Like, do you have like the gallon challenge, or do you have like cinnamon challenge?
When we were younger, it was like how many marshmallows can you fit in your mouth? Or like how much gum can you fit in your mouth?
Chubby bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm a chubby bunny. Yeah. I don't know.
I miss that. Oh god, we're so stupid. Have you heard? I think I might have asked you about it already. Yeah. Have you heard about people cooking their chicken with NyQuil?
No, but I heard you ask Mr. Pags.
Yeah, I was asking Pags about that. Get it, Corey. Get those fish.
No, I never tried that. But honestly, there's so many stupid challenges on TikTok.
Oh.
And like dangerous ones too, you know, like I don't know if you remember the people were eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
The ice cube on your arm to give you an ice burn.
Oh, salt in the ice cube?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, for the chemical reaction. I tried that. It didn't work. I think I did it wrong or something. I don't know, because I was curious. I was like, I don't know why I did it. I think just because I'm as stupid as they are.
Did you ever try the cinnamon challenge?
I did. And so what I was trying to do, I was like, before I was going to get the spoonful of cinnamon, I'm like biting my tongue to like get like the saliva building so that I can dissolve some of it. But that just made it worse. And it like stuck everywhere. Yeah. Because so I'm trying to like breathe, but because it's like stuck on the roof of my mouth, because it's so like salivated, I kept inhaling it. And I thought I was going to die. It was like waterboarding with cinnamon, which me and my friends did when we had this thing called Battlefield Airmen, where you can go, I think, once every 2 years to try out to be like in the combat, one of the combat divisions in the Air Force. And me and my friends decided it would be a good idea to train for it and to waterboard each other. And I thought like, yeah, I'm gonna last like forever. I'm gonna last for like 2 hours. I think I lasted 7 minutes, and I was like, I was done. I was like crying. I was like, it was the worst thing ever. It was 7 minutes. It was done.
I wasn't really into like those popular challenges when I was younger. Do you remember the ice bucket challenge? I think it was for a disease or something. Like
Yeah, that
though
was for
you had it-
ALS, I think.
Sorry.
I think that was for ALS. Like you
Oh
just
yes, yeah. It was.
yeah.
Like, there were some pretty funny videos online, like people throwing having the bucket actually fall on their head. That's pretty funny.
One of the responses to a challenge. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Well, no. What were you saying?
One of the responses to it, it was what I guess it was from the Tide Pods. Someone went into Target and they weren't like looking for them, but they noticed that the Tide Pods were like locked up and you couldn't get them anymore. You needed to ask someone for a key.
No way.
So the Snapchat was just like, they locked up the forbidden fruit. Look what your memes did.
Oh my God. I don't know who would do that. I mean, you never tried that, did you?
No, I'm trying to think of any stupid ones. Like I guess cinnamon challenge, the cinnamon one, or the waterboarding, but that wasn't really a challenge.
No.
No, I do want to do. I want to try one where you're supposed to run 48 miles in 48 hours. So I want to try that. It's just my knees and hips aren't that good. Like my muscles can do it. It's like my joints that don't.
Yeah.
So I want to try that. I want to try. I need to get in shape first, but I want to do something. Oh, I did the lock yourself. Like I don't know what it's called. And I only did it for like 15 minutes because my phone died. It was I think summer of last year. I decided to see how long I could stay in my car for, and for every minute, I would be I'll donate $100 to Best Friends Animal Society. So I was in my car and I turned the heat on also. And it was, I think I got to like 13 minutes and then my phone shut off because it was too hot. But I was drenched. It had to be like 150 degrees in there because it was like in the middle of the day, the sun was beating down, and I was like, yeah, this was great.
It was great. So we're just gonna read. There's a few comments, and then I'm gonna let you go because I kept you for 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So my stream, I called my YouTube channel 60 Minutes with, and then whoever I do it with. But for some reason, I've never done any stream for 60 minutes. So maybe I should change about 60 minutes. So let's see, who did I miss? Okay, I have trouble with plants. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, me too. I don't think I have any live plants. I just buy flowers and then they die. And yes, we're cactus. Look at this. Oh. Thank you, Corey. Can never get enough of Randy and Dashi. I think you need to create a Twitter for Dashi because at this point he's very popular.
Probably should.
You should tweet as Dashi. They look like extreme Timbits. Yeah, so they're a lot better. I don't like Timbits. I don't know if you've ever tried Timbits, Randy.
No, what are they?
Do you know Tim Hortons?
I think I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever gone.
It's like the Canadian version of. I mean, we have Dunkin' Donuts here, I think, but it's like the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't like Tim Hortons. The coffee is watered down. The Timbits. So Timbits look exactly like this. Okay. They're just like, this is just staring at me in the face. I have to eat it all.
Do they all have the little wooden spoon thing?
Oh, no. It's just.
Okay, you just use it to. Oh.
Yeah, I just don't want to dirty my hands. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
I've never seen that. It's like a spork, but.
Yeah, it's called Mr. Puffs. Because usually they put like a bunch of toppings on it, and so they don't want you to get your hands dirty, so they'll give you a bunch of these.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Tim Hortons have similar ones. They're just like very dense. I don't like them. These are very airy, like they're really good. My mouth is watering just talking about this. Oh my God. I never changed my mind. I'm glad I never had kids. Well, at least you didn't change my mind. The cruelest thing, you didn't change your mind. The cruelest thing.
Okay, I'm gonna push back on that. Because like what was happening in like World War II and like the Cold War or like the bubonic plague, like this is about as good as it's ever been. Like, as I feel like I would much rather be poor in 2022 than be rich in 1980 when, like a technology is so much, life is so much better for most of the world.
I kind of agree with Jerry. I mean, I don't think it's the cruelest thing you can do because, I mean, we're living here and we're just fine. But the world is kind of going to shit.
In what way?
Is it against community guidelines if I swear?
I think it's like once in a blue moon is fine, but you're not monetized anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Just go for broke at this point.
But yeah, like I don't know, with like I don't know how to say the heating. I don't know why I'm thinking everything in French right now and I can't.
Global warming?
Global warming, thank you. Oh my God. So with global warming, with like this whole robot AI thing that's happening, I don't know where the world is going to go in a few years. So I don't want to bring a child in this world. I might still have kids, so I don't know.
I'm straight up selfish, and I don't want kids for that reason. But I think that, especially you, because you're very, very smart, and you're probably going to have smart kids, and they're probably going to. I think you and I don't want to like pressure you or anything, because again, I don't want kids but I think that smarter people probably have a bit of a responsibility to go and have kids, because whatever you can do for the world, which is quite a lot, the kids, as technology gets better and as you raise them, the goal, I guess, would hopefully be to be better and outperform the parents.
Yeah.
And I think that by not having kids, you might be doing the world a disservice, and you might be robbing them of some pretty awesome people. That could very well change it.
That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, I do want kids eventually, maybe one or two, not more than that. But I feel like I still didn't do a lot of things that I need to do before having kids.
Would you ever adopt?
I would try to have kids first. I'm not against adopting kids at all. Actually, I think it's amazing that people do that. But I would try to have my kids first, and then if not, honestly, you never know. Like, especially going to Bali, if ever I do see an occasion where I could adopt a kid, and even if I have kids of my own, I might do it. You never know. Like, so many times in life I said, oh, I would never do this, and then I end up doing it. I'm very indecisive when it comes to these things. So I guess if the right occasion happens, but it's not something that I plan on doing.
Yeah.
And just maybe, you never know. There are crueler things, Jerry. So blessed to have a 24-year-old daughter and 21-year-old son. So many cherished moments. Oh.
Yeah. I've read that when people get older, the most important relationships they have are with their kids.
Yeah.
And even if you're stressed AF when they're younger, people that have kids are just in general happier when they're older. And knowing that, I know I'm trying to make a really good case for kids here. I still don't want them. I still can't do it. But I recognize the benefits.
Yeah. And Jerry is saying nothing will fatten you up like donuts. Well, I started working out actually last week. I haven't worked out in so long. I started working out last week, so I guess I deserve some donuts.
Are we like, what are you doing? Are you gonna like get jacked or get like toned? Are we gonna see like a muscular Eva in January? No,
I'm just trying to lose the weight that I gained. So I gained a bit of weight, but
same.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be. It's more for like my health than to lose weight, Yeah. But it's not really to lose weight. It's more to like, I guess,
just be healthy.
Yeah, be healthy, and like I find it really nice when you see girls walking in the street, you could kind of tell who works out and who doesn't, So, and not that I want a 6-pack or anything, but I do want to be a bit more fit, I guess. Ballot Cheetos.
Wait, Panda finally got his Cheetos last night. The delivery person brought them.
People are lonely, so they can bring children into this horrible world.
I guess that's a good point.
Okay, Jerry, you really don't want kids. so they can have some Kodak moments. Okay, Jerry, I don't think you should have kids. Positive vibes, but I can agree the world is pretty messed up.
Oh, it says I'm superstar, the real Randy Chavez. Did you put that in?
No, and I was gonna ask you before, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Superstar Randy. I mean, you're a superstar.
So I think that might have been when I was on the Superstars stream like last week. And maybe has I been superstar? I don't know. I guess it's just I'll say that out next time. I don't want to keep using the name.
It's okay. So tracking Randy got you a new subscriber. I love it. Entertainment, keep him coming. Veveversity. Yeah, Randy, you have a very entertaining channel, and I really like when you do your AMAs. Not AMAs. Oh my god, your live streams with a bunch of community members. That's always fun. I met a lot of people through your channel, so that's always great. A dashie on VeVe, do it.
One day.
One day. How many sets are on the app?
I think 180.
I don't know, but I know there's 7.5 million collectibles and comics.
Yeah, so maybe 180 or in that range, 190, something like that.
Makes sense. How many collectible sets are on the app? Oh.
I think it's the same question.
Yo, go look at Tap's recent tweet.
I'm on it. I love that man. Where's my bay? What is he tweeting? Tap's most recent tweet. Watching the Eat the Rich trending docuseries on Netflix about GameStop, Pump Short Squeeze, and just caught first appearance of VeVe on Netflix. Wait, what? Oh, brief scenes in episode 3 when they show deleting Robinhood app. So for those of you that are, okay, wow, that's okay.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm concerned why Taps is on Eat the Rich, but this is awesome. I'm gonna retweet that right now.
Yeah, just did too.
Oh, that's cool. First appearance on Netflix.
So Randy, before I let you go, I'm just gonna show you one thing that just made me laugh.
Yeah.
I hope this time. So Jojo, Mr. Bit 2008 on Twitter. I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but he wrote, he tweeted, I hope this time, oh no, sorry, he commented on my tweets about this live. I hope this time he ate before his live stream. Nice, I will watch it. And there's this beautiful, beautiful picture of you.
That's great. I did. I had a crab meat sandwich. Toasted 2 pieces of bread, put a bunch of crab meat on there, and good to go.
So this is one of the reasons why I don't want to eat on stream, because then people are going to take screenshots of me, just like they do with you. I mean, I know you, it's like they take a lot of screenshots because you just.
That's a ton.
But I'm not down to have screenshots of me like eating like a pig. So.
I understand that. I'll talk to you off camera a bit as well about some fun things. But
so we're gonna end the stream here. So Randy, stay on, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Dashie. Thank you to everyone who was in the chat for supporting, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Subscribe. Bye, guys. Meow.
Like and subscribe.
Don't look at me. Meow.